This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Steph and I'm Takeover Tuesdays. Rob's giving me his channel and I am taking it. Now to pick up from my top 50, last week I did my top 10 of March, but before that I did 50 through 41. So if you wanted to catch up and see the bottom of the 50 that I did, that was 2 weeks ago. And so today I'm doing numbers 40 through 31. And here we go. Starting with number 40 of my all-time favorite games is Scythe. Now, a lot of people love Scythe. It is a hot game. I played it tons and tons and tons of times. When it first came out, we just played it non-stop. That is what we played. That is the game we played. When the expansion for 7 players came out, we got a group of 7 players who knew what they were doing, and we played it in 90 minutes. It was so fast. Everybody knew what they were doing. It was wonderful. So this game is awesome. It's even better when you have friends that have it painted and awesomed up. Even better. Betterer. I'm just kidding. When it's just I don't really paint minis. That's Rob's deal. But my friends, Derek has a pimped out set. It's just amazing to play with such an awesome set. So, stuff I'd strive to do in the future, I suppose, if Rob ever gets me into painting. But Scythe is amazing, and if you haven't played it, you should definitely play it. Number 39 is Yokohama. This is a pretty amazing Euro. When I first saw it, I'm like, what? The whole board, everything is very intimidating. If you just looked at a picture, you're like, there's just too much going on. It looks ridiculous. But once you get to know the game and you learn it, you see, oh, this is not so bad. Every space has one ability that you're doing, and it will be valuable depending on how many workers, pieces of wood you have on that space. So there's going to be assistants that you're dropping down every round, and then your president will move around the board taking these actions each turn. And so there's a number of different ways to get points. There's a number of ways that this game can end, and so you are working to make the game end in your favor. So you want to try and make sure you do everything you can in the time of the game. And it's a really wonderful Japanese game, and I own the original production, but then Tasty Mitchell came out with a deluxified copy, so now I have that, and it's so much fun. It is a game I will continue to love and love and love. So if you haven't checked out Yokohama, definitely do so. Number 38 is Hadara. Now this is a recent addition to my list because it just came out. It came out last year. I've played it a whole bunch. I got card sleeves. I got the mini expansions that came out, and it's just been a hit with everybody that I play with. If you aren't a fan of Seven Wonders, you might want to check this one out because it's in the same vein, except it's a little bit more interactive, which I think people are missing from Seven Wonders, even though I love Seven Wonders. But Hadara has a place on the shelf, and it has its own spot in my heart, and I love it. And you're building up the civilization with bright, bold colors, the artwork, everything about it is just attractive. And the gameplay is wonderful. I can't recommend it more. Light civ building, plays out very quickly, and drafting, and it's just good times. Good times, good times, good times. 37 on my list is one probably many people haven't heard of unless you've heard about it from me, but that is Outpost. Outpost is a long, probably forgotten game. I mean, it came out in a reprint from Stronghold several years ago, so maybe people know about it, but for the most part, there's a pretty rough runaway leader problem. If somebody gets too far ahead, there's no real catching up. However, with my initial entry into the hobby, this was one of the games that I was kind of forced to play over and over with these stuck in their way gamers that I used to play with, which was fine. I mean, I really didn't like it at first. This is a game that I took 6 or 7 plays before I'm like, okay, I like this game, and now I love this game. I mean, so it takes a while to appreciate this game, I think. So what happens is there's a bidding mechanic for different like cards that are on the table that will help boost your engine production. Otherwise, if you don't want to bid on those cards, you can just internalize and build up your, you know, your production if you already have the means to do so. And so there's lots to do. It's definitely an engine builder. What's interesting about the game is that the cards each round that will produce money for you are a random number from like such and such to such and such. So you don't know. There's going to be an average number for each of the different things, but you might get the low end, you might get the high end if you're lucky, but you don't know how much income you're going to get. And if your card says 14 on it, you can't break it up and do it into a 10 and a 4. It will be a 14. So if you overspend, you're going to lose your money. You want to try and make everything work as best as you can. So you have to do a lot of math in this game. It is a lot of math, and that will be, people always get out their phones to calculate everything. It's, you know, it's pretty funny. But it is a game I love, and I will want to play, and it will be on my shelf forever, and it's so weird, I know, but Outpost. I know you haven't heard of it, or at least I think I know you haven't heard of it, but you should play it. Let me know if you have played it, because I'm curious. What do you think about Outpost? Anyway, moving on to 36 is my favorite dexterity game. What do you think it is? Do you think it's Crokinole? You'd be wrong. I do love Crokinole. However, it is Riff Raff. Riff Raff is a boat. It is a structure in the middle of the table that is a boat, and you're placing objects on the different boat, and the boat will tip. And then you're like, ah! And then you want to put something inside. And so everybody's taking turns playing to this boat, and hopefully it doesn't like topple over on you. And I've just seen some of the craziest people play awesome moves on this boat, and you're like, how is it still like this and it's not falling? It's just it always produces amazing laughs, and it's always a great time, and I freaking love it. It is so good. I can't recommend a better dexterity game. This is the best. Okay, so number 35 is probably many have heard of. Blockus. And you're probably like, what? Blockus? What? So I really love Blockus. I used to play a lot online, and they took down the site, and it crushed me. So I had a whole community of Blockus players that I played with. But aside from that, the game itself, if you really get into it and you play like every day a lot with the same people, you get really good at it. Like probably like any abstract game. I mean, this is a pure abstract, and it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play with teams. It's just there's a lot of creative thinking and planning that goes into this game, and it's quick, and I can't fault it. So a lot of people will be like, Blockus, blah, but it's so good, and whatever. I love it. Number 34 is Teotihuacan. I don't know. I can't say it very well. Teotihuacan? Maybe? The City of Gods. Anyway, so there's an expansion that came out. There's another expansion that's coming out. I'm just all excited about this game. It is wonderful. I was first captured by it at Dice Tower in prototype form several years ago, and I've been hooked ever since. And it's made even better with the recent expansion that just came out. With the recent expansion, there's more diverse boards, and there's another whole track, God track that you're working on. So there's so much to do, so many different strategies. I've seen tons of things work. It's awesome. It's a rondel with dice, and as you move your dice around the board they will grow and get stronger and stronger until eventually they just ascend and they start back at the little value again. You're like, now I have to go do that again. And so there's a lot of planning, a lot of timing things that are happening in this game, and it's just a lot of things, and it's a constant gear turning in my head, which is awesome and one of the best. Number 33 is kind of a grouping of like a bunch of games. I know that's not fair, but it is. It is Aeon's End, A New Age, if I'm picking. So it encompasses all of the Aeon's End. And so I love Aeon's End. I started with the Legacy version, which might show up later, but Aeon's End has become like near and dear to my heart. It's definitely my favorite cooperative deck builder game that I've played. Nothing is better. It has an amazing turn order randomization that happens, and anything is possible in this game. And so the fact that they keep making more and more content, and Aeon's End New Age just allows you to put together all of that content into like mini campaigns and all these different things that are just awesome. So if you're already a fan of Aeon's End, the base game, well, New Age helps bring it all together. And I've talked about this on my blog, on other channels, on different things, but it is amazing. And I love it. So go play Aeon's End. It's wonderful. Number 32 is a new addition to the list. I got to play this for the first time last year in prototype form, and that is Isle of Cats. Isle of Cats has polyominoes and card drafting and abstract planning on your player board. And those are things that I love. I just eat that stuff up, like, so good. So not only that, but the art is amazing. Cats are amazing. I mean, how can you go wrong with this game? It's just all amazing. And so there's different modules you can play with, so the variation on the gameplay is very high. The fact that you're not even going to see all the cards each game is very high, to see new things happening every game. And so you're just trying to fill in your boat with cats and different patterns, you know, and try and get big cat families. A cat family is 3 or more tiles of the same colored cat. So there's so many things, and it's awesome. I've been playing it a whole bunch this year, and I've been loving it. So I'm so happy that Kickstarter is finally delivered so other people can enjoy it with me. And finally, number 31. Well, I kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's Blockus Trajan. Not Trajan. That's a Euro game behind me. Blockus Trigon. Okay, so Blockus has little squares. Trigon has little triangle-shaped polyomino pieces, and so it's Blockus but Trigon. So it works really great with 3 players. I like this one that much more because it feels like there's a lot more depth here. In just the different shape, going from Blockus to Trigon, there's so much more, and it's so hard for me to wrap my mind around and play, and it's one, of course, I would always choose to play over Blockus because there's just all the triangle pieces. Maybe I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe that's why I like it so much, but there's so much to explore and different strategies to try, and I've seen a ton of different strategies play out, and so it just makes me curious and want to play it more. And so it still has held high because it's a curiosity for me, and I really love it. I think both Blockus and Blockus Trigon offer a lot of really depth, and those are my 2 probably favorite abstracts out of like any abstract. I really love them, so hopefully I will play it more. And that was my top 40 through 31, so 10 in between my top 50. So hopefully you enjoyed these games. Let me know what you think. I'm curious if you played any of them, if they would make your top 50 list maybe. And then, coming up in the next few weeks, I'll finish off my top 50. Thanks guys for watching.
And you could get this from Miniature Market, right, Grandpa?
You can get this from Miniature Market. That's right.
Yeah, everything you need. Bye.